Monday morning, start of the week. Gonna be an interesting week. We have kind of a lot of headline stuff going on this week. We got the tech, I don't know, $1 trillion market caps reporting this week. I heard this morning but didn't verify. It's the second time that they're all reporting in the same week, so we are going to get a heavy dose of tech, meaning Apple, Microsoft, all of the like. So it will be interesting. I think they start going out tomorrow. I think Tuesday is when they start releasing, and they go through Friday. So it is going to be interesting. As you know, I'm pretty nervous about Alphabet, Facebook, Twitter, just given what I'm hearing in ad revenue. Um, Ad revenue sort of collapsing, or ad rate. So it's going to be interesting. These are not companies you and I will worry about for balance sheet, for cash position, for ability to survive this. This is not why I'm looking or waiting to listen to their earnings call, but instead it's about how could the business model change? Do they need to change? Are they uniquely positioned to survive such an event? Because what we are seeing is entire businesses, entire industries may be forever damaged or changed. So that's really what I'm looking for. Um, I don't suspect that their business models will be damaged in any way, but it will be interesting to hear about collections and ad rates and things of that nature. So it's going to be interesting. A couple of, we did have an earnings announced this morning, at least one that I found was Adidas. Obviously, Nike is their biggest competitor. Adidas, basically 70% of their stores are closed. It's a big retailer. I took two things away from that write-up. One is they secured a loan from German. I don't know if it was a German government or German bank. I don't recall now that I think about it. I think it was a German bank backstopped by the government, if that makes sense. Kind of what we're doing here. So again, they got a loan. The loan was put in place to get them through the year. That's what they were doing. They are conserving cash. They did see growth in online, which you would expect, right? But what I took from the call was China's open for business, right? Most of their China stores, they didn't give a raw percentage, at least that I remember. But what they're saying is the consumer is not coming back, at least not coming back in the droves that they had either hoped for or planned for. So again, on this channel, we talk about the consumer. We talk about consumer psychology, consumer sentiment, because the consumer is a big part of the real estate cycle. That's why I watch it. Good morning. How are you? But it's interesting to see that there's so much talk about the U.S. kind of cities and states opening up, which is something I'm going to talk about here in a minute. Wishing Georgia increased good luck and other states on May 1st. But you got to remember there's going to be a lag, and I think we're seeing that lag. We've heard it from other retailers in China, that it's months, it's not days, it's months of a delay. There's nobody. Good morning, Carlos. Not many people are rushing out to shop. So it is going to be interesting. It'll be really interesting to hear some uptick on Georgia because restaurants dine-in service is happening. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that, how they maintain social distancing. Um, I just feel for retailers, or I'm sorry, restaurants, because they signed a lease expecting, pick a number, 20 tables, and now they're going to operate at 9 tables. I mean, I don't know what it is, but you get the idea. Uh, there are entire models that need to change. The other thing I thought was really scary yesterday as a sports fan is I saw a draft of a seating chart for I guess it was an NBA team. It wasn't the Warriors. It was some other team. I think it was the Atlanta Hawks. And somebody proposed how they could do 6 foot distancing inside an arena for live sports. The stadium, as I recall, held just over 20,000 folks, and they said they can get about 2,100 people in there. Basically, couples or families sitting, and then just like a whole mass of seats empty. It was an interesting math exercise, and really why that's interesting is I wonder if professional athletes are going to see a hit to their incomes. Right, professional athletes are very highly paid and rightly so, unique gifts, short careers, all that stuff. I'm not hating. It's not that, but a lot of their, their paycheck comes from those cities and the like. Yeah, the tickets will be so expensive. Yeah, no kidding. So it'll be interesting to watch how this winds down. The other point about that article on the arena is they're only anticipating this being a 1 year thing, so that's good. So maybe the most of the owners are wealthy enough they can just suck it up and move forward. But all these exercises we have to ask ourselves, right? College, right? Do you take a gap year or do you just change? Do you go to YouTube University, right? What do you do? These are all things that were not on the table pre-health event that are suddenly on the table, and it's an interesting mental exercise. So the other things I'm looking at is WTI, West Texas Intermediary, aka oil, physical oil, oil contract, I should say, futures contract. I think there's every chance that that goes to zero. Again, we saw that actually went negative. Oh, I missed some of that. I'm sorry. If you could somebody just typed in I don't know what you call that, a comment or whatever. I missed it. I didn't read it fast enough. I'm sorry. But again, I think WTI goes to zero or below. I think oil is useless. I think physical oil is useless. Oil in the ground's fine, but physical oil barrels, there's just no storage. I think that goes to zero and likely negative. So if you have a big place to store some oil, you can pick up some oil. You can actually probably have people pay you for oil. Did you hear that Apple's going to delay their next iPhone launch, basically putting at risk an upgrade cycle? When I see this, I think two things. And again, maybe I'm looking too hard. But A, does Apple have a lot of handsets for the previous model that are just sitting in a warehouse that they can't sell? Right? Much of the world has been shut down for 2 months now. Right? Are they looking at a huge inventory glut that needs to go through that they don't want to discount, hence delay the next release? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Do they have to delay it because they can't develop it fast enough because teams aren't meeting face to face? I'm not sure I believe that one because Apple and many tech companies do a lot of their work kind of remotely, but maybe. So those are just things that I think about because again, I think luxury items, including $1,000 iPhones, are going to be a thing of the past, at least for many folks. If you saw my video over the weekend about 5 stories of surviving and thriving in the Great Depression, I don't remember what the company was called, but it was something guitar. I think Apple needs to follow that company. They need to make a cheaper iPhone and even a cheaper iPhone. That way they can keep the margins on their high-end stuff. They can probably reduce quantities, but keep that. But they need to produce a new, cheaper iPhone model and the like. Let's see what this says. Do you think the losses from the risks? No, I see a lot more downside risk than upside risk. I've been pretty clear on that. I think at least I try to be. I don't give any advice, but I think when you have the S&P, you have real estate basically at the same point it was pre-crisis. You haven't seen really a big collapse in earnings expectations for the S&P or the multiple. That just doesn't make sense to me. The fact that you have 5 stocks making up 20% of the S&P doesn't make sense to me. The fact that you have 3.5 million people or more on forbearance doesn't make sense to me. Hence, I have more cash today than I've had in my entire investing career. So I'm going to sit on cash until the risk reward flips. I could be absolutely wrong. The Fed put is real. The Fed is meeting starting tomorrow. Who knows, right? The Fed comes out and says they're going to buy $10 trillion of stocks. Stocks will blow up, and I'll be wrong. But I'm not taking that bet. I think the risk of the downside is, I don't know, I'm trying to put a number on it. 6 to 1, 7 to 1, not good odds to me. So no, I think the risk of the downside is much bigger. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, the bailouts, right? I mean, that term has a huge negative context. I think the airlines were bailed out clearly. I think a lot of the PPP and all of these loans are loans. I'm not sure they're bailouts. I know they can be turned into a grant, but they're only a grant if they're done right, meaning keeping employees. I'm not really cool calling that a bailout. A lot of the companies to date, Nordstrom's and all of those, got loans. Airlines, I guess I'm torn. Bailout on the airlines. I think we should have forced some consolidation. I haven't seen the terms. What I was pretty adamant about on this channel, I talked about it a lot a month ago, was if we're going to help the airlines out, I don't want it to be a bailout. I want it to be I want to get some equity. I want to get some warrants like Warren Buffett did with Goldman and the like. I didn't see the details of it, but I'm hoping the American people turns a profit on anything we did with the airlines, and I haven't seen it. I haven't looked that hard either, but I'm hoping it's not a bailout. I hope we turn a profit, but again, I haven't looked. So thanks for the question. Next up is New Jersey, guys. Or everyone. It's very clear that states have huge revenue shortfalls. So you need to look at your state and ask what tax changes could happen in the next 1 to 2 years. If you're in real estate, what taxes could change? If you're in business, what taxes can change? The states and the cities are going to have to raise money. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Like if you're in California, there's often been this third rail of something called Prop 13. It is basically something that has kept real estate taxes cheap for people who have lived there a long time. That's I'm going to probably do a video on that alone. That's at risk. That could go away. There's another real estate, because again, I'm a real estate guy. Do you know that if you are an owner occupant and stayed there for more than 2 years, up to 250 grand as a single or up to 500 grand as a married couple is tax free? That could go away in a heartbeat, right? We're going to have to pay for all of this. The states are so in trouble. And we want them, right? We want firefighters and policemen and all of that. So there's going to be we're going to stunt growth for many, many years coming forward because we're going to have to pay for this health event. Again, big week for tech. I'm really interested to see how it's done. Again, the first quarter means nothing. We've only had 2 bad weeks of the quarter. I'm really interested in what they're going to tell us about April. That's what I'll be looking for, is what's going on with that. The Fed meets Tuesday. Everybody says the Fed's out of bullets. If you haven't learned by now, the Fed is not out of bullets. Well, we've got to pay for it. I mean, there's 2 ways to get out of this. You let inflation, right, future dollars pay off past debt, or you have raised taxes. And I think they're both going to happen. There's no question. I think taxes go up in general. They go up on a variety of things. Loopholes, as they're often called, get closed. And I think we have inflation. But let's be clear. I think we have a nasty spat of deflation. There is just an oversupply of everything. See, oil, right? We are not consuming. So that is going to be interesting. But again, the Fed meets on Tuesday. I think it's a 2-day session, so it's Tuesday, Wednesday. It'll be interesting to see what they come out with. I saw a bunch of articles over the weekend talking about negative rates. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope we don't go negative. But if we do, I want it to be at the end of this cycle, not in the beginning. We don't need to punish savers any more than we are. Georgia's restaurants opened up again. We got to keep sending them good vibes. Hope that goes well. Other states are getting ready for May 1st. We should send them good vibes. When is May 1st? Friday. So that will be interesting. I think I read last week 20% of the population will be kind of starting to open back up. I think big states like New York and California, what I'm hearing is the 15th of May. That will make it like 65 days or something for me. It's just mind-numbingly frustrating. GM, if you haven't heard, suspended its dividend. I'm actually shocked that didn't happen already. GM needs to conserve cash. They're GM, Ford, all these folks. It's going to be interesting. No, I don't think we should keep. I don't think we should use government money to keep real estate from tanking. I haven't seen that. I saw some changes, i.e. the servicers that you referenced now only have to keep money for 4 months. So we will see. It is, I think real estate's going to tank in significant parts of the country, meaning New York, the Bay Area, LA, Las Vegas. Oh my God, Las Vegas. Oh, it's going to be bad. So I know I think there's going to be plenty of quote unquote tanking. So I don't think we are using government money to prevent housing from collapsing. In fact, I think some government programs are forcing real estate to tank. This message about the forbearance, that is going to cause market impact. People are idiots. They don't read the details. They only see the headline. And they see someone on TV or a friend or someone tell them, hey, go get 4 months of or 3 months of free mortgages. Yes, Las Vegas is in trouble. I wouldn't touch Vegas for 2 years probably. But again, forbearance is not the thing that people think it is. So we will see. True, but it's not about the loans. It's about the people that are in forbearance. They are going to miss, many of them, many, are going to miss that fourth month. Then what? I've been through 2008 or 2006 or whatever year you want to pick. Man, it just never stopped. Short sales and foreclosures. And we could be right back there. This is going to have a long, long tail. And, we shall see. Yeah, again, it's not about the backstop. It's not about the buying. It's about, are you paying your mortgage? And this is a problem. Oh, cool. Send me an email. I'd love to talk about Asia. I'd love to get more history on that. So thanks for watching, by the way. What else? So I guess Tesla, two more things. Tesla is asking some employees to come back to start ramping up production. That's a good sign if you like Tesla. Obviously, you got to have the cars ready if you're ready to deliver. I do wonder, I wonder how many cancellations Tesla has had, right? Tesla is a luxury good. At least for most people, it's a luxury good. So I'm wondering how many cancellations Tesla's had. I wonder if they'd tell us. They probably wouldn't tell us. I doubt they'd tell us, but we'll see. And then the last thing, just for a little bit of fun, if you like drawing, I read that Disney has some free animation classes online. I thought that was fun. I might check them out. They talked about drawing and animation being something that can relax you. I am so horrible at drawing, it stresses me out. But might be fun to go check out. I'm sitting at home anyway. So again, if you like to draw, you want to learn, who else better to look at than Disney? So go check it out. If I find the link, I'll put it in the description. I didn't find it as of yet. So in the end, have a wonderful day, everyone. I do have my normal Monday interview at 8 o'clock Pacific with Greg. I will come to you later in the day. I'm going to probably do a deep dive on Carl Icahn. I got a lot of feedback on that video yesterday. So at the end of the day, have a wonderful day. I hope this week is good. If you're out and about, stay healthy, be well, and have a great day. Bye.